Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to solve a LeetCode problem 784. So the problem statement is that given a string S, you can transform every letter individually to be a lowercase or uppercase to create another string. Return a list of all possible strings we could create, return the output in an order. So if we see the example, so as we can see here that, yeah, here we have one example A1 B2. So we can convert small a to capital A. So we can create this string. We can also do A1 B1, like we can uh, return the default string, or we can like do the uppercase of 1 that is same as A1 B2. Also the uppercase of 2 will be same. Then we can do the uppercase of A and uppercase of B. Also if we have like 3z4, so here first one that we can uppercase to 3, then 4, and then z. So like that we have only two unique strings here, and the length of s will be 12 and lowercase english, uppercase english, and digit. So these are the constraints. So the first thing is that if we have only one string, if the length of a string is only one, in that scenario we can return a dot lower and a dot upper. We can return this both thing if the string is not a number. So, and if the length is greater than 1, now let me show here that how we can solve that problem. Now let's assume if the length of s will be a, then the answer will be small a and capital A. So this will be our default case, and we are going to use recursion here. So this is our default case, the base case. Now let's assume if we have 1, so in that scenario we have only, like if we do lowercase and uppercase, they both are same, so our answer will be only 1, because we have to return unique strings. Now let's assume we have the length of string is 2. So now let's assume AB. So the answer for this will be, we have 4 answers. First of all, we write them and all AB, AB, or small a, capital B. Okay, then we have B and sorry, then we have capital A, small b, and in the end both are capital. So these are the 4 possible solutions that we can, strings that we can get if the length is 2. Now if we see carefully here, if we take the 2 example, the A, like AB, and A capital B. So here we can see that the first letter is same, but the second letters, once time it is small, and in the second case it is upper. Similarly, if we take here the example, in these both cases the A is upper. So there is some similarity here. So if we do, like if we want to do solve this problem using recursion, so what we can do, we can reduce the length of our string. And how we can do that thing, here we have the example is AB. So what we can do, the first letter of the coming list will be A, and then here we can add some other string, the remaining, like here we have B. So the permutation that we can give using B, and also if A is capital, and the permutation of B. So these many solution we can get using this string. We can play with the first character, A is small and A is capital, and then we can pass the remaining string in the function again, and it will give us all the results. So like that we can use recursion here. Now let's try to write the algorithm there we can understand this thing better in a good manner. So first of all, the length will be len of s. if the length is equal to 1, in that scenario we have two cases: if the character is numeric and if the character is not numeric. So here we will return. Now let's assume the string is numeric. If s dot is numeric is true, then we will return this. In the else condition, we have to return, if in the else we have to return s dot lower and s dot upper. So this is our base case. If the length is only 1, in that scenario we will do like this. And now let's assume if the length is greater than 1, in that scenario we have to store all the data in a list. So for I in self dot this thing, and we will start from the next character like we did in AB. If the length of string is ABC, if the length of string is ABC, now let's try to understand. Now let's assume if the length is ABC, ABC. So in that scenario, what we can do, we will play with the first character and then we'll use recursion. So here what we can do, that the answer can be small a plus, we will pass the parameter in BC like that, and also capital A, and then we will get the same thing for BC. And our function will handle now our function will handle this remaining string BC, and like that now it will give us some result, and we can append the A and capital A in that coming results. So here we did the same thing, we used the function, and now we have to do answer dot append. Here we have our s of 0 first letter and then I, and we can return ans. Now let's try to see that this solution is working or not. Okay, so if we are getting some error, so if the, now let's try to understand if the length is only 1, in that scenario it is working fine or not. Yeah, it is working fine. If the length is 2, yeah, so here we are getting A and B. Okay, so we are getting only 2 characters there, s of 0 plus this, and we'll do the same thing for the, okay, we did one mistake here. If I dot is numeric, if the number is a numeric, in that scenario we can do this thing, we can simply append the string. If the number is not numeric, in that scenario we have to do 2 things here. So we can write answer dot extend. The first one will be s of 0 dot lower plus I, then the second will be s of 0 dot upper plus I. Now let's try to run this thing, let's see it will work or not for the, if the length is 2. As you can see here that it is working. So like that we can break this application, this problem in small chunks, and then we can use recursion here. And the basic thing is that first of all we have to find out the base case, then we can make that problem little bit complex. So first of all we did if the length is 1, in that scenario what cases possible, and if 2, or then we wrote this code for the length 2, and now let's try to find out if the length is 3, it is, this solution is working or not. And if the length is 3, then also this solution is working. So like that we can break big applications in small chunks. Now let's submit it. Okay, so we are getting some error. If s dot is numeric, if I dot, let's try to find out if a1 and b2, a1 b2, a1 and b2. So in that scenario, what the answer we are getting, a1 b2, a1 b2, a, okay, lower and upper. So if I dot is numeric, okay, we did one mistake here. Here not I, here we have to play with a sub 0. We have to play with our character. If it is numeric, then we have to do that thing. Yeah, now it is working fine, perfectly fine. So the basic concept behind this problem is this, that I explained you in the earlier stage, and like that we can solve this problem. So thank you for watching this video, and if you face any problem in this solution, then please comment in the comment section. And also, if you like this video, then then do something, okay. And if you want to get the solution of some other problem, then you can ask me that thing in the comment section.